Hi, and most welcome to the seminar Publish and Perish. We are absolutely delighted to have so many wonderful speakers and that so many have expressed interest in this topic, so central to us researchers. I'm Jenny Larsson, professor of Baltic languages at Stockholm University, and I'm also chair of the Young Academy of Sweden. The Young Academy of Sweden is an independent, interdisciplinary forum for a selection of the most talented young researchers in Sweden within all scientific fields. We try to enable meetings across disciplinary boundaries to give rise to unexpected initiatives. The Young Academy of Sweden was formed 2011 and at the initiative of the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences, and we currently have 47 members. This fall, we arranged several activities, such as the Day of Robotics, Robotdagen, on October the 9th, where we will approach different aspects of robotics and automation. So you can go to robotdagen.se to find more information and register. On October the 22nd, we will host a seminar assessing impact experiences from abroad here in this building to start a conversation about the use of impact as a measurement of quality for research in humanities and social sciences in Sweden. And you can find more about this, the assessing impact at our homepage, sverigesungakademi.se/impact. In November, we are welcoming members of young academies from all over the world for the second worldwide meeting of young academies. And the program looks fantastic. One part of this meeting is hosted by the EU Commission and has the purpose to explore the connection between science and the global goals that the UN General Assembly decided on last week. So we are very happy to be part of that work. Once more, a warm welcome, and please let me introduce Johan Åkerman, fellow Academy member and professor of Spinntronics.
Thank you. Thank you, Jenny. I'm also a member of the Young Academy, and I'm also one of the persons behind the program today, which I will describe a little bit to you. Publish or perish is probably an expression you have heard, most of you have heard. And the title of our symposium, Publish and Perish, is obviously a wordplay on this. I heard this expression the first time when I started out as a graduate student. That was some 20 years ago, and I guess my advisor wanted to set the tone for my work. And I thought the expression was new at that time, but it's not. It's very old. The first time it's mentioned in any literature is 1951, when a relatively known media scholar, his name is Marshall McLuhan, writes in a letter that he's worried, or he complains about this pressure that maybe not he, but others he feels this pressure of publishing or otherwise perishing. So if this is such an old idea or old concept or old worry in our community, why should we have a symposium on it today? First, we thought that it's such a central part of what we do, the publications we write and try to get published, that they make up sort of the currency that we have in our careers. So a young academy should discuss this concept. What are things changing, or how do we work with publications, and should we promote some other way of working with them, for example? So such a central concept is something we would like to discuss in a young academy. Then we also felt that things are changing very rapidly. If you look at the recent changes, you might be aware that what we sometimes call higher impact journals have diversified into a range of subtopics with subjournals. This seems to be a trend. Another trend is that entirely new ways of publishing have shown up. Entirely open ways of publishing, promoting open science and open data, and different kinds of peer review for publications. And then there are for quite some time there have been repositories or servers or databases where you can just upload a preprint and almost get away without having to submit to a journal. And in some research fields, that's the preferred way of promoting your science. You upload a preprint, and that's almost considered the actual publication. So you can say it's never been easier to publish a paper than today. It's very easy to publish a paper today. So this concept of publish or perish maybe is now replaced by a worry that you publish and still perish. That's when we then come to a second point of our symposium, and that's how are you reviewed and how are we peer reviewed, maybe also our departments or our universities. How do we evaluate the science that we now do when it's supposedly easier to publish, but maybe now more difficult to evaluate? So that's why we will start today's program with discussing different approaches to evaluation and how can we promote science and excellence in the best ways with the tools and the ideas we have. So we're very happy to have in the first part some excellent representatives for these ideas who will present their thoughts and describe how they think about these things. Then we have, after lunch, we have representatives for new journals, new types of publishing. Both PLOS ONE and arXiv are represented here. And then towards the end of our day, we will learn about a new way of peer reviewing papers, which is not pre-publication peer review, but post-publication peer review, which will likely bring out new ways of working with publications and new ways of evaluating science as well. So I hope you're as excited as we are to open this symposium. Before I just close my introduction here, I want to remind you of the hashtag PubNPerish. It should be in the program. So tweet any questions or comments you have. Yeah, it's right there. And we will collect your questions and try to ask them to the panel towards the end of our symposium today. So tweet away, and we will see if we can ask those questions towards the end. So with that, I thank all the speakers for having accepted our invitations. We're very happy for that, and we're very happy to see so many of you in the audience here today as well. And I want to introduce Professor Marie Wiberg, who will be our moderator today. And I leave the floor to you.
Thank you. It's very exciting to be here today with this seminar being filled and everything. And I think we have a number of different speakers today, and they will talk about very burning topics, I would say. I really hope that you do as Johan said and Twitter your questions, but also remember that after every speaker has had their presentation, there will be a short 5 minutes possibility to ask directly a question from the audience if you would like to. So please use that opportunity to ask questions.